It's a landmark day for Apple tomorrow. A quick recap. Tech giant Apple is marking a major expansion of its India footprint with the launch of its first flagship retail store in India tomorrow. Located in Mumbai's Bandra Kurla complex, the store is tipped to be the most sustainable of Apple stores worldwide. CEO Tim Cook is scheduled to be present for the Mumbai launch. The event also marks 25 years of Apple's operations in the country. Apple will open its second store in New Delhi on the 20th. The launch of the retail stores comes at a time when Apple is eyeing at expanding its manufacturing capabilities in India and curbing its dependence on China. And Apple CEO Tim Cook has tweeted ahead of the mega retail store launch. The tweet reads, and I quote, "Hello Mumbai, we can't wait to welcome our customers to the new Apple BKC tomorrow." Apple CEO Tim Cook is scheduled to meet Minister of State for IT Rajeev Chandrashekar ahead of the Delhi store launch on the 20th of April. The discussions are likely to focus on Apple's India plans. Tim Cook is likely to express confidence in India, acting as a manufacturing design hub for Apple. He's also likely to share commitment for further expansion of made-in-India Apple products. So why is Apple so hot on India? Ashmit Kumar explains.
Well, Cupertino, California to Mumbai can be a long flight, but by the look of things, Tim Cook is excited and charged ahead of India's retail store launch. This launch marks Apple's 25 years in India, but it is only in the last few years that we saw Apple really dialing in. Now, in the month of February, Apple chief referred to India as a hugely exciting market and a focus area for the company. So let's take a look at what has inspired this focus on India by Tim Cook. Now, Apple began production in India in 2017, usually with old iPhone models. But all of that has changed. Apple's Taiwanese contract manufacturers, Wistron, Foxconn and Pegatron have dug in their heels for the long haul and are going full throttle. So why is Apple looking at India now? Well, Apple woke up to the heavy dependence on China with the COVID lockdowns that severely impacted production as well as exports. Moreover, with geopolitical tensions adding to the wars, a need was felt by the Cupertino-based company to make the supply chains more resilient. India, moreover, proved to be a strong performer with stable production despite COVID. And finally, the cherry on the cake was the PLI scheme. India, now the most populous country in the world, proved to be a large market. 2022 alone saw sales of 7 million units. But the larger story is that of India as a manufacturing and exports hub. India posted unprecedented growth, recording electronics exports of $10 billion in FY23. Of this export figure, Apple's exports alone accounted for nearly half of it. Apple exported over $5 billion worth of goods, tripling its exports from FY22. Apple has become the first company ever to record exports of $5 billion from India. In comparison, Samsung posted exports of $3.5 to $4 billion for the same fiscal. Now, inspired by these recent successes, Apple now plans to triple production in the next 2 years. In fact, a recent report by JP Morgan indicated that Apple wants to shift manufacturing of 25% of all Apple products to India by 2025. Now, this intent is reflected in contract manufacturers like Foxconn doubling down on their investments. Foxconn is planning to pump in $500 million. It is also planning to quadruple its workforce in just the next 2 years. So, for 2023, expect Apple and its contract manufacturers to 1. Expand facilities, scale up production, increase the workforce, and also develop design and innovation hubs here in the country. But Apple's journey may still see some challenges. For one, India is still heavily reliant on China for importing key components to assemble phones. Moreover, of the 120 suppliers to Apple, only 12 are currently manufacturing in the country. India will also have to face challenges from countries like Vietnam that offer lower duties to attract investments. Meanwhile, the value addition in India is currently restricted to about 14 to 20%. And finally, the delays in payout of PLI incentives to companies may cause some discomfort. Apple, for now, is betting big on India in the China Plus One strategy. But India will need to remain on its toes to continue to grow as a manufacturing and exports hub.
Shifting focus to a disturbing